Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So today we are going to do part 2 of our Reader's Digest journal, and we are going to work on the cover of the journal. Now, I'll show you how I got my signatures together toward the end of the video, but I want to show you what I'm doing to get the cover of the journal together. Because if you'll remember, the cover was in bad shape up here, and then when I was taking the signature out, I accidentally cut it off down here. So I'm working on getting the inside supported. So what I did was I took a piece of heavy-duty cardboard. Can you hear that? Now, this could be several layers of cardstock put together. It could be, 2 or 3 layers of cereal box. It could be anything you have. You don't have to use what I have. I'm using just a remnant of bookboard that I had. And I inked around the edges, and you'll see why I did that in just a minute. And I cut it to, you see where the color of the cover is folded over on the top and the bottom. So I cut my bookboard in between those two pieces. Only the brown is what I'm covering, okay? So my bookboard is going to fit, well, it's not going to be upside down, but it's going to fit like that, okay? And I think I cut it too fat. I think I did. I think I need to, before I cover it, I think I need to make it thinner. Yeah, I need to make it thinner. That's where it's going to go. So I can still see the blue on the top and the bottom. Okay? So that's what I did. So, and when you measure that, you need to measure from inside to inside. And you want to leave just a little bit. Well, apparently I didn't leave enough because for me, it feels a little tight. So I'm going to cut just a little more off of this side, okay? And to do that, I'm going to use my straight edge, and I'm going to line it up on a straight line, and I'm just going to use my utility knife. And if this freaks you out, just look away. Now, if you have one of those handy dandy cutters that does this, you can use that. I don't have one, and actually I did have one, and I couldn't figure out how to make it work. So I got rid of it. You know, when I moved, it was like I decided to get rid of everything that I didn't use that was cluttering up my craft room, because I knew that this craft room, or my crafting space, wherever it was going to be, there we go, was going to be smaller. If it existed at all, I knew it was going to be smaller. So this is what I ended up taking off, okay? It is about a 1/4 of an inch. And that's going to go in my trash. And I'm going to put this in here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that feels much better. And then, so I need to, no, I don't need to ink this side because it's completely covered. Now, I do need to put my knife away before I cut my hand. And then I'm just covering it with a piece of book page from the book block. Okay? But I'm not covering my top and my bottom of it, and you'll see why. But I'm completely wrapping it like this because I don't need to see the ends, okay? But I do want to see the bottoms. But I do want it to be nice and snug. And I'm just using my tacky glue to glue it down. But I'm not gluing in the middle. I'm only gluing on the ends. I'm not gluing in the middle because that's where I'm going to sew. So there's no sense adding all that glue if I don't need to, because I'm going to have enough glue from gluing this down. Okay, so there's no sense adding any more glue than what I need to add. And I'm just kind of adding it right down the edges. I'm not really adding it, you know, in the middle of it, even though it's going to end up there a little bit. There we go. Right there. Okay, so most of my glue is right down the edge. If I have any glue from my first fold, it's on this edge, right where I folded it over here. I don't have any. If I do, it's very little down the center. Now, I want to ink this up again. And I'm using my two favorites, Gathered Twigs and Vintage Photo. And you know me if you've watched me in the past, and I know it's been a while, brown is brown. And I'm just going to go back over these. And I'm just inking up the edges here. And I'm making sure I get into the edge of the paper a little bit, because this is what's going to show a little bit in the center. Okay, and I might even stamp on it a little bit. I don't know. Usually I do, and I decorate it. Sometimes, you know, I decorate it a lot. But I don't know if I'm going to decorate this one a lot or not. Okay, so now I'm going to give the glue just a second to dry. And before I start doing anything, I'm going to show you how I'm going to decide on where my holes are going to be. I'm trying to get all this paper off of my desk. Goodness sakes. Now, I'm just going to do it the easy way. Okay, I'm going to just do it the easy way. And I'm going to take, I need to find my folded paper here. Let me get a hold of it. I have one here that's labeled. Now this is why I save all my previous ones. I have one that's labeled Reader's Digest. So I'm just going to, that's my 5 signature book. I have one here that's labeled. That's not it, that was too big. Reader's Digest, right there, see? Reader's Digest, right there. But this one's a little bit too long, but I can still use it. All I have to do is fold this up, just like that. Just make sure that it's straight. Okay, and line it up, and make sure I have top and bottom right. Is this top? I don't have it labeled right. I don't think. I think I have it labeled wrong. Do I have that labeled wrong? I think I have it labeled wrong. I think this is the bottom. Okay, so I need to make sure this is folded right. And make sure my lines are straight. Now, that's all that I'm folding it up, because my bottoms on these smaller books come up about 1 inch. Okay, let's make sure I don't have my other one here for Reader's Digest. Is this Reader's Digest? That one's 4. I might have one for the smaller ones. Let's see, is that the smaller one? Oh, that was too small. That one's too big. Okay, I must not have one for these short books. Okay, well maybe we'll go on and make one so I can show you what I do, because that was a little bit too tall and it throws my center off. Okay, so let me put that back in there. And hold on just a minute. Let me grab, well here, you know what? Let's just use a book page. We'll just use a book page because we know that's the right size. So, for the book page, let me tear it in half here. Now, hopefully it'll hold up to my fold. So, first thing you do is you fold it in half. Okay, let me get this off because we don't need this little piece. Okay, so you fold it in half. And then you fold it in half again. That gives you your center mark. Okay? This is your center. So when I lay it down, oh, I know now. I know why. Let's tear this off because we don't have it the full length of the book. We just have it the center. There we go. Now let's fold it in half again. I had forgotten. Okay. Now let's mark center. And let's see. I think I'll use orange so you can see it. Okay, so this is going to be my center mark. Okay, and let me mark it so you can see it. That is center. And it comes all the way across here. Okay, that is center. That orange line is center. And then you fold it in half again. Now let's open it up. Hopefully this paper will hold up to this fold. I'm hoping I don't even know if I can see it. Without the paper tearing. Okay. So here's one. Here's the second line. I'm trying to mark it here so you can see it. It goes down this way. And here's the third line. And the center line. Okay. Those orange lines are where my signatures are going to go. Oh, no they're not. What in the heck did I do? Oh, good heavens. Lori, you are such a ding-dong. Can you tell it's been a while since I've done this? How about we try this again? Let's throw this away and start all over again. Erase that. Just erase that and don't even look at it. Oh my goodness gracious. How about we get a white piece of paper? Oh my gracious. You would think I have never done this. Let me get a white piece of paper out of here. You have to cut it to the space of your line, of your thing. Oh my goodness. I feel so silly. Like I've never done this before. Okay, here, we're going to use this. Oh my goodness. Okay, we have to cut it this size. There. There. We're going to tear it. Oh my goodness sakes. I've made hundreds of these. Why in the world am I not functioning today? Now we need it the same height. Oh my goodness sakes, Lori. Where is your brain, child? I had the technique, I just didn't have the paper the right size. There's the page, and it fits. Okay? Fold your paper in half. Now fold it in half again lengthwise. Okay? Like that. Now, you're going to fold it again this way. Lengthwise again. That's going to give you all 3 lines. Okay, we ready? We're going to open it up. And I'm going to mark them for you. Okay? This is center. Right here. That's where your center punch is going to go. This is where one signature is going to go. Now, this is just for 3 signatures, okay? If you're going to do more, then you're going to have to do it a different way. And if you're going to do more signatures, let me know and I'll show you how I do it. Okay? There are my 3 lines for my 3 signatures. Now, I put my signatures in at the top, from the top. This is my top. This is my bottom. And I always mark your top and bottom. I come down a 1/2 inch from my top. And I can mark my center. I can mark everything because I've just marked my 1/2 inch. It's going to go right there. Now, if I want my bottom to come up the same, I can have it come up the same. But my bottom, I always like to come up just a smidgen more in case I have things like envelopes, things like that. I can catch them. So for my bottom, I like to come up about 3/4 of an inch. That way I know I catch everything that I've put in at the bottom. Whether it's an envelope, whether it's a smaller piece of paper, whether it's anything else. Now you can do your top and bottom the exact same if you want. But every time I do that, I always miss something. Right there. That's where I'm going to punch my holes. Right there. Okay? Right where those lines bisect. Now, I have decided that this is not going to be a hidden spine. I am going to punch through. I'm going to punch through this spine because I think it's, I don't think this book is going to be able to hold this by itself, just this by itself. I think it's going to have to go through the book. So I think I'm just going to punch it through the book. But I can't cover it with fabric, which is what I'm going to do. All right, let me put this over here. Now, I'm going to put this here. And I'll show you what this is going to look like. Here, I can use my book block to show you. That's going to go like that. And then I have fabric that's going to cover my stitching. So even if I punch off just a little bit, that's okay, because my fabric is going to go over the front like this, and it's also going to go around the back. So that's my fabric that's going to go on it, just like that. Okay? So I'm going to punch through this into this. I'll put that over there before I glue anything. That way I won't tear anything up. And I'm going to punch it before I glue it. That way I won't tear it off. So I'm going to... Now, I have never done it like this before. I always punch it after I glue it. But I thought, let's try it this way. This binding is so weak. Let's try it this way and see if it holds on to it better. Now, normally I go through my pages with this. And let's see, should we do that first? Just do it that way. Go through the pages and the binding. Hold on a minute. Let me think about this. Hold on. Okay, I changed my mind. I think that's what I'm going to do. All right, so let's go on. Let's go on and get this glued in here. And I am going to use, I think I'm going to, let's glue this, and I'm just using my 3-in-1. And I am going to line this up here. And I'm going to put some clamps on it. For just a minute. Oh gosh, that one won't open. Okay. Now, I'll let that sit for a minute. Now, this is going to line up this way. Now for my fabric, I'm not going to use this because it tends to come through my fabric. I'm just going to use my tacky glue, and I'm going to use my finger to spread it out really thin. And I'm going to start here on the back while that's drying. And I don't mind if it sticks up off the top because I can fray it a little bit. I'm going to glue it on this back piece. I'm not gluing here, I'm gluing here. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that because then I can't punch. Okay, hold on. See if we can get this. Normally I would cut this off, and I'm really worried about this, not having cut this off. I'm really worried about it, actually. Okay, let's line this up. Let's put this in here. Okay, here. Now, I am going to glue this back where it was. And then I'm going to put some rubber bands around it for the night and just let it dry. And then we're going to come back to this. Now, I'm hoping that this stands up to all the harassment we're going to give it. And I'm thinking besides that fabric, we're going to put some other fabric on it too. To give it some support. I should have, I think, added some on the inside. But I think I'm going to do it here on the outside. I'm going to take it across. See, I don't know if you can see right here. It's still cracked. So I think I'm going to take two pieces of fabric. Besides this one being the decorative, I'm going to take, where is it? That's not what I'm looking for. Okay, where is it? This. No, this is tape. This isn't what I want. Well, this might work. This is gauze tape. Now, it is a sticky wicked, let me tell you. It is the same fabric as what is on the inside of a sewn book. So, now it's going to be covered by fabric. So, I'm going to put it right down this spine here that is in such bad shape. And see, it's flexible. And my fabric will cover it, so we won't see it. And I'm going to put it on the back also, because the back is cracking also. So when I put the fabric on, the fabric will cover it like that. So let's turn this over, and I'm going to put it on the back, and it's perforated. It is called It's made by 3M and it's called Metapore tape. And it's perforated into these little pieces. And I really like it for this. Of course, I've also used it for first aid, but I like it for use in books too. I can remember in first aid training, we used to have to use this. Okay, now I'm taking my thumbnail and I'm working it into this spine, where the spine bends, to make sure that it's going to continue bending, because I don't want it to all of a sudden not bend. Oops, the doodles. There we go. All right, and I'm just going to let this sit overnight. Now my book block is inside. See, that's my old book block. And that's what it looks like so far. And so far, yeah, so far it opens and closes well. And my book block is adding support. So I'm going to put these rubber bands on here to hold it like this, so that it, you know, doesn't wiggle and jiggle. And then I'm just going to put it aside for the night, and that'll keep it in place like that. All right, so now I will show you what I did with my signatures. Now let's get those in there out of the way. And I want to put my fabric up here so I don't lose it. Now for my signatures, you guys saw, you know, everything that we picked out. And the scraps from them I kept because I thought, well, we could use these as wraparounds. This is from the apple orchard. And I thought these would be really cute as little wraparound pockets. You know, with all the apples on the ground. And this one is from the center with all the trees. The one that says Welcome Autumn or something like that. I thought that would be really pretty as a wraparound also. And or we could use the back where it talks about herbs. We could cut this piece off and use that piece there. So I saved those. And these, and I'm not adding these. I'm sorry, I have the hiccups. I'm not gonna add those until after I get these sewn in, because I always end up doing something wrong. But that's gonna be there, and that's gonna be a side tuck. And then there's the book page that we have. Now, I did end up having to use washi tape to hold those pages together. So I just put washi tape on, and I used a little bit of glue stick on the edges. I didn't use it in the middle, just on these edges, because I knew these edges were going to get bumped a lot, and I didn't want the edges fraying up. So all these pages are now blank, and we can do whatever we want. Now here's is the, now see, that's upside down, so I need to make sure to turn it. This is going to be one of the, you all know what that is. That's going in. And when I sew it in, I need to make sure that it's right where one of these is going to be. See, and it's going to be right there in the middle. Or I could move it down and the bottom and the middle would catch it. And then this one, oh, I must have this upside down. This is the center page. Wait, I have it upside down this way. Yeah, it goes this way. This is the center page for this one, and this is the center signature. This one is the one I was talking about. There was a big headline over here that said, "Welcome Fall." So this will be the center signature because of this. And this was the back of the herbs. It was this page. This said herbs for drying. Okay, so this is the center signature. And then this, I think, is going to be maybe the last signature. It might be the first one. There's an envelope there also. And I might move this envelope up to the top. You know, my envelopes are always in the center or at the bottom. I think I might put this envelope closer to the top. You know, just to be different. And that way we can put something else down here. Now let's make sure it's going to get caught. Yeah, it's going to get caught twice, so that'll be good. Now we'll decorate those the next time. Now here, it is. Okay, so this is a pocket here that is it's folded, and it has a little side tuck. And it has that because of, hold on, I have to unclip this so I can show you. Because of the center picture here. Now where? There. So this is it's a pocket, and it has a little side tuck. And then you fold it down, you open it up, and then it has this picture. Now, it'll only be attached on this side. And then you can open it up, and you'll have that. So those pockets over on the other side won't be glued down. They'll just be folded pockets. And that'll be the center of one. So this page will fold over. These will get folded up and maybe held with a decorative paper clip, like, let's see here. Like this leaf. Let me get it on here. Come on, you silly thing. Like that. And then you'll just take that off, fold it down, and open it up for the other page. But this page, the back of this will be attached. That way it won't be falling out. So we're going to do all of that in our next video. Okay, so this one, I can't decide if I want that one for number 1 or number 3. This one has here, and then I added this little pocket. This little pocket here is burlap right here, and I may put it further back in here. And then here's our envelope again. I may switch out this page. There's the apple. I think I might put this one back here. Okay, hold on a minute and I'll show you. Let me put this up here. Okay, so there's that one. So here's the burlap sack. And then this is the apple page right here. This was the other piece of the apple page that I was showing you right here that I thought would be a nice little wraparound someplace. And I think we could use it in one of those other pages or in this one. Or we could even use it to decorate our envelope, which I think might even be nice. So those are my signatures. And I am looking forward to decorating them and having some fun with them. Because I haven't got to do this in such a long time because of this move. So I'm really looking forward to this. And I'm hoping that this book turns out like I'm wanting it to. If not, well, we'll just make another one. We'll make a soft cover book. And that's my backup, a soft cover journal if we need to. So, okay, so we've got our that, we've got this, we've got our that, and I saved some fabric from where I cut the side the pieces for the outside. So I saved some fabric. We can use that in there. So we are moving right along. And I'm going to take some paper later tonight and fold up some pockets. So we will have all kinds of stuff ready to go. And it looks like this is drying really well. I don't see anything moving about. Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. So I'm thinking if this dries as well as it looks like it's going to dry, then we will be in great shape. So in our next video, we are going to add our signatures and get started on having some fun. And then we'll also add our fabric to this. And then we will go from there. So until I see you again in our next Ladybug Journal video, ta-ta for now.